UFC Fight Night, Allen versus Curtis 2. I'm going to break down this card. I'm going to let you know which are the fighters that I like in this card. Before we do that, guys, I just want to tell you, we are closing in on 5 profitable weeks in a row, where the last week, UFC Atlantic City, was one of my most profitable weeks since the beginning of the year. We ended up with a profit of $850 for this week alone. And guys, I told you last time, in the last video, you can go and watch it. I told you that Jandirova is going to win against Lupi, that Lupi is overrated. I told you that I like Aslan here. I told you I told you about Buckley, guys. Like, even on my Twitter, I posted about Buckley, that he's gonna win. And I told you that Menon is going to win. Go watch that video. We were sharp on all of those bets. I cashed big on Buckley. I cashed big on Fiorot. And I'll even share with you exactly the bets that I've taken last card. So I did a parlay of Loughran and Malkoun. It got in. I did another parlay of overs. I lost here. I got the over on Matthew Connor, and it went to the third round, and Connor got Connor got knocked out. Bill Algeo, man, that was an early stoppage. He should have let the fight continue. We saw many times where Algeo was wobbling and he managed to go on and win. I put a bet on Jandirova. We won that. Another long parlay that, again, Algeo fucked me up. Here, Algeo fucked me up again. I put a parlay on Ruziboev and Weidman Chris. After Ruziboev won, I cashed out because I wanted to make sure that I don't lose too much money on Bruno Silva. And here I cashed out mid fight, and I considered it as a win because he lost. It was a fucked up fight, like the way they stopped the fight while Chris Weidman poked him 4 times. Here I put on Buckley 2 units. We won both of them. And I put Fiorot by decision and Fiorot to win. This one was mid-fight where I saw that Blanchfield had no answer, and we cashed them both. Overall, we made a profit of $854, and we're gonna make good profit this card as well. Now let's talk about some of the picks that I like here, what I don't like. So first fight, we got Melissa Tonia against Nora Cornolle. Listen, I liked Melissa here. I like her a lot. She's undefeated. We've seen in her last fight against Irina Alexieva that she's a dog. She can take damage. She can do everything. She's good with her striking. She's good with her wrestling, with her jiu-jitsu. And Nora Cornolle, she had one fight in the UFC against Jocelyn Edwards. I'm not high on Jocelyn Edwards. I don't think she's even good. Jocelyn managed to take her down a couple of times with the judo throw, but couldn't do much when it comes to the striking. On the other side, Melissa can control her if she takes her down, and she's gonna take her down. And I think she has the better striking as well. I'm picking Melissa all day. I like it as a parlay piece as well. Next fight, we have Dylan Budka and Cesar Almeida. So I see many people just fading Almeida against Budka because Almeida is a kickboxer and Budka is a wrestler, and Budka is going to control Cesar Almeida. I don't agree with this. We saw that Almeida can stuff takedowns in his last fight against Lucas Fernando, who's a big guy, a strong guy, has good wrestling, and he managed to stay on the feet. He even took Fernando down a couple of times. Now, Dylan Budka is probably a better wrestler than Lucas Fernando, but I still don't think that this is enough to bet on him, especially when Almeida is now the dog in this fight. I like Almeida here. This can go either way. If Budka manages to really control him and Almeida has no answer, he can't get up, I'll cash out. But if not, it's Almeida all day, because Almeida is the much better striker. He's a glory kickboxer. He won against Alex Pereira in one of their 3 fights. He was never finished against Pereira. I don't think he was finished as a kickboxer as well. He has a good chin. I like Almeida. I think he can win this. And I like him as the dog. Next fight, we got John Matsumoto against Dan Argueta. I like here the dog as well. I don't know what's up with the bookies here, but they're giving us a lot of good options. So, John Matsumoto, it's his debut. He had a fight on Contender against Casey Tanner. Everybody were high on Casey Tanner to win because he was the better wrestler, but it wasn't the case. Matsumoto won, and he won by decision. But I'll be honest, I'm not high on him. When you look at Casey Tanner and Dan Argueta, we're looking at 2 different animals. And Dan Argueta has the much better wrestling. He has more experience. He's gonna be stronger in this fight. He's the bigger man out of the 2. And again, the disrespect, putting Dan Argueta as a 165 underdog against someone who just made his UFC debut, I don't think so. I like Argueta here, especially as the dog. I think that he has the cardio and the wrestling to control Matsumoto and win by decision. I don't see Matsumoto finishing Argueta, and I don't see Argueta finishing Matsumoto, but I can see Argueta controlling him most of the fight and doing more damage, maybe getting a submission. That might happen, but Matsumoto has good defensive Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I like the over here as well. But give me Argueta as the dog. I know the value is with him. Next fight, we got Cynthia Calvillo and Piera Rodriguez. To be honest, I don't know any of these 2 fighters. I'm just telling you, just from watching at the 5 losses in a row. But, split decision with Lopita, split decision with Nunes. She fought good competition. She lost to good competition. On the other hand, we got Piera Rodriguez, who lost submission to Jillian Robertson. I'm not like... This is going to be an interesting fight. I actually like Cynthia here to win. It can go either way. I just think that obviously the competition that Cynthia faced compared to Piera Rodriguez is day and night. And before she lost all of those fights, she was looking good in the UFC, right? She had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. So she's 6'6". Although she's coming off of like brutal losses, especially 2 split decisions, but getting to a split decision with both Nina Nunes and Godinez is impressive. I don't think that Piera Rodriguez is on their levels, so I'm gonna pick Cynthia to win here. Next fight, we got Norma Dumont and Germaine de Randamie. I like Dumont here. I cannot fade Dumont. She's just been winning for me lately. And listen, she had her last fight in 2020. You don't know what we're gonna get. She's almost 40 years old. She's 40 years old, essentially 39 years and 11 months. And Dumont is just, she's good. She's good everywhere. She's a smart fighter, and I think she's gonna win. I think she can win by decision. I don't see her finishing the Iron Lady. With that being said, I like Dumont. I don't like when a fighter has this huge, layoff. We don't know what we're gonna get. Dumont is proven. She was proven lately with all of her fights, although her last fight was 8 months ago. But again, give me Dumont to win. I like her to win. Next fight, we got Court McGee and Alex Morono. I like Morono here. Court McGee coming off 2 losses by KO by Jeremiah Wells and Matt Brown. That chin is probably gone. And Morono can stand and bang. He can submit you. He can catch you with his guillotine. He's dangerous everywhere, Morono. And he can stand and bang. We saw him against Buckley. He had a competitive fight against Buckley. He lost by decision. I got Buckley in that fight. But he gave Buckley problems on the feet. And also, when he caught him, because Buckley is so explosive, he managed to get out. But Court McGee, man, is almost 40 years old. He's not the same person as he was in his prime. I think that Morono has the edge here in every direction. I like Morono to win, probably by knockout. Next fight, we got Trevor Pick and Charlie Campbell. This is a very hard fight. The thing is, both are dangerous strikers. I'll say that Charlie Campbell has the crisper boxing. He fought against Alex Reyes, who came off a 6-year layoff, and he lost to Chris Duncan on Contender. The thing is, Pick is a dog. He can stand and bang, and he just needs one good punch to send Charlie Campbell home. Pick was never, he was never KO'd. And we saw that Charlie Campbell has no chin. I like Pick here, especially as the dog. Again, the disrespect. I wasn't really impressed by his performance against Yaya in his last fight. I'll be honest, but I still think he has the dog. He keeps improving, and you get him as the dog, man. He's a dog, and you get him as the dog, so you pick the dog. Next fight, we got Lukasz Brzeski against Valter Walker. So Valter Walker is doing his debut. I think I heard he's related to the other Walker. What's his name? Tall guy in light heavyweight. Forgot his name. Anyway, listen, Brzeski is coming off of 3 losses. Knocked out by Budai, split by Budai, knocked out by Cortez Acosta. He's not good. He's not UFC level in my opinion. I like Valter Walker to win here. I think he's the better fighter overall. He's the moderate favorite for a reason. Probably not gonna bet this fight, but I'm picking Valter Walker to win. Next fight, we got Ignacio Bahamondes against Christos Giagos. I like Bahamondes here. I think he's the better striker, obviously. And he's coming off of a loss against Klein. It was Klein is a monster. He looked really good. I actually picked Bahamondes at that fight, and obviously that wasn't the right pick. I had to cash out. But, I think he can take Christos in this fight. He got knocked out obviously before. I'm not saying it's gonna be an easy fight for Bahamondes. Like, he has wins against long strikers like Zellhuber. The thing is, sorry, he lost to Zellhuber. The thing is, Bahamondes is the better striker, and he has a defensive jiu-jitsu. Like, he can probably submit him as well. I'll still think that Bahamondes can win, probably by decision. Yeah, Bahamondes is the pick. Next fight, we got Morgan Charriere and Chepe Mariscal. I like Chepe Mariscal here. Although Morgan is a dangerous striker, he won against Manolo in that France card. But Chepe Mariscal is just, he's a dog, man. He has a win against Trevor Pick. He won against Jack Jenkins, who was, I think he was the dog there as well. He's just showing that he has the ability to win, and he will fight for your money. Morgan Charriere is a good fighter as well. He lost a few fights in his last promotion. This is not going to be an easy fight, but I like the dog again because I think he most likely has the better grappling than Morgan, and he can stand and bang. You know, he's a dog. He can stand and bang. He can do everything. I like Chepe to win here. This is again a dangerous matchup, but I think Chepe has the more weapons to win here. Next fight, we got Alexander Hernandez and Damon Jackson. Alexander Hernandez, I betted against him in his last fight against Bilalgio. The thing about Damon Jackson that I'm worried about is he can get knocked out. He doesn't have the best chin. We saw that as well in his fight against Billy Quarantello. Like, he wasn't knocked out, but he was in danger many times. And Hernandez, man, he's a dangerous striker. Like, he can put you out, you know. He can put you out anytime. With that being said, if Damon Jackson can take him to the mat, it can be over. And Damon Jackson has really good takedowns. He's a dog as well. We saw it in his fight against Billy Q, and he's the dog here. So I don't know what's going on with this card, but I'm only picking dogs because, like, you get the value with them. I'm picking Damon Jackson to win. I think he can make this. He can take Hernandez to the mat, grapple him, and control him, and maybe get the submission or the TKO. Last fight, we have Brendan Allen and Chris Curtis. Now, I went back and I watched the fight of Brendan Allen and Curtis, their first fight. Brendan Allen is a big guy. He's bigger than Curtis. He's taller than Curtis. He's physical. And he has good striking as well, and he obviously keeps improving all the time. The thing about Curtis is it's like this is the perfect matchup for him because he has really good takedown defense and he's durable. Most of Allen wins are coming by submission, right? 4 of his 5 last wins came by submission. Brendan Allen tried to take Curtis down in their last fight. He managed to take him down, but Curtis went right back up. He can do the same thing again. And Curtis is the better striker. He has heavier hands, and he is more durable. I'm picking Curtis again. He's the dog. This is crazy. I don't think there was any other card where I picked so many dogs, but I'm taking Curtis just because this is a really good stylistic matchup for him. Brendan Allen is dangerous. He can wobble Curtis. He can hurt Curtis striking, but I don't think he can take him out. Like we saw, the only guy who managed to take Curtis out, I think it was Ray Cooper in his prime. That was the only one guy who managed to knock out Mr. Curtis. So, with that being said, I'm going to pick Curtis to win. Again, the value is with him. I don't see Allen submitting Curtis. He managed to do it 2 times in their last fight. He had that heel hook that he didn't manage to do again. And, you know, Curtis is... Both are much better. But Curtis has the stronger advantage in this fight. So I'm picking Curtis to win. Guys, if you enjoyed this content, if you're watching this video until here, I would really appreciate if you could like the video, if you could comment. I'm getting like 200 views on each video lately, but you know, I do this because I love breaking the fights. I love sports betting, specifically MMA and UFC. So, you know, I do it because I have passion. I'm not doing it for the money or anything. I'm just trying to build my brand. If you guys could help, a like doesn't cost you shit. And it means the world to me. So if you could do that, I would highly appreciate that. With that being said, I'm going to see you in the next video. Ciao.